Hello students, how are you all? Hoping you guys are safe at your home and doing well preparations for your NCM exam as well. You might be aware of your exam pattern changes, so you will get it updated within a little time. But that is a very good idea to be let updated with the latest information. Okay, so this is your seventh part of Unit 4 presentation, and it is the last part as well. Okay, so in this part we are going to see Ajax, that is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Okay, so it is a very important topic as per your examination and also as per your day-to-day life as well as the project life. Okay, so how it is much helpful in your day-to-day life, internet connection or any queries. Okay, so that we'll see in this lecture. Okay, we'll directly start with Ajax. So what is Ajax is basically made with asynchronous JavaScript and XML. The Ajax is not a programming language, it is a combination of a browser built-in XML HTTP request object, JavaScript and HTML DOM. Okay, here the XML HTTP request object is to request data from a web server, JavaScript for scripting and HTML DOM to display or use the data. So this is the combination which make the Ajax. Okay, so usually as example we will see what Ajax is. Ajax actually helps you in making your web applications more interactive by retrieving small amount of data from the web server and then showing it on your application. Okay, you can do all these things without refreshing your page. Many times there may be some contents which need to be updated with a small quantity, or only a small part of particular web page is to be updated. So for that time, or at that time, there is no need to refresh the whole page or load the whole page again. So at that time the Ajax comes to help you. Okay, so we'll see this with two examples. Okay, so basically first example I will take as in any web applications the user enters the data into the form. In that form there may be requirement of enter your name, phone number, details. You might have seen while if you want to access any Google book or any book from the internet link, it will ask you to sign in, or it will ask you to fill the details like your name, address, then phone number, email ID, etc. Okay, so these things actually you want a very little bit data exchange, but these things are irritating at some times if there is a really very less need of data exchange, and you have to fill this information in the long format. Okay, so at that time means it is actually frustrating as well and time consuming as well. Okay, so Ajax will help in making this application more interactive. With the help of Ajax you can tune the application to check the availability of username without refreshing the whole page. Okay, if you want to search a username in any list, and you have to fill all the data again as told in the form format. Okay, so if you want to get rid of this form filling, then you can use the Ajax. Okay, or we'll also can take another example like you might have seen the live score update of cricket match, might be on Google or Yahoo. Okay, so there are updations of each and every ball, right? You are getting each and every ball updated. These many balls are thrown already, or these many balls are covered, and these are remaining, etc. What was the was it the 4 or 6 or no run etc. things are updated. Only a small portion of this information is to be updated on that whole page. The whole page might contain the description of which players are playing, or means which are out of team now. Okay, so this information need not to be updated for every ball, right? So this information is constant at that particular time, and you need to update only a number of balls, right, or the score updation. Okay, so we can use the that information with help of Ajax. Okay, so only that much information is sent by the server and updated in the web page rather than updating the entire page. Okay, so this is implemented with the help of Ajax. So you might have taken across the Ajax informative part. Okay, just consider, if it is done with conventional web pages without Ajax, then it will take a lot much of duration every time to reload the whole page. Okay, if the total page was going to reload again and again, it will consume data, time plus frustration is another matter. Okay, so Ajax is very helpful tool for your day-to-day life. So it is also help with the basic applications like we'll see that Google Maps, Google Suggest, Gmail, Yahoo Maps, etc. Okay, so before that we'll see the Ajax technologies. Ajax cannot work independently. As told, it is a combination. Okay, so it is used in combination with other technologies to create interactive web pages. So it will use the JavaScript. It is loosely typed scripting language. Okay, JavaScript function is called when an event occurs in a page. Okay, glue for the whole Ajax operation. It is working as glue for whole Ajax operation. Second, DOM, data object model. So it is API for accessing and manipulating structured documents. Plus, DOM represents the structure of XML and HTML documents. Third part is CSS. It allows for a clear separation of presentation style from the content and may be changed programmatically by JavaScript. Okay. CSS you have already seen. Basically, it focuses on the look. Okay. Then XML HTTP request object or XML HTTP request. So JavaScript object that performs asynchronous interaction with the server. So these technologies made the Ajax technology. Okay. Then the real-time examples of Ajax contain the Google Maps, Gmail, YouTube, Facebook tabs. Okay. So Google Maps, the user can track an entire map by using the mouse rather than clicking on the button, right? You can also enable your touch for going anywhere on the Google Map on your mobile phone. So this is the best example of Ajax. Google Suggest. As you type, Google offers suggestion. There is a list of suggestions as you go on typing with the letters. If the particular search query is available for which you are already thinking on. Okay, so that can be another example. Okay, it use the arrow keys to navigate the result. Then third is Gmail. It is a webmail built on the idea that emails can be more intuitive and efficient, also useful. Then Yahoo Maps. Okay, now it's even easier and more fun to get where you are going. Okay, Google Maps, Yahoo Maps, both are giving the same features. Okay, so these are the best examples for the real time. Okay, now we'll see till this we are thinking that yeah, the Ajax is great, right? Because it is it is helping you to get data in very convenient time, and it is also helping you to your daily apps that you are using like Gmail, YouTube, Facebook, Google Maps, right? So how actually it works, that we'll see in the process. Okay, so there is a diagram. Okay, so in diagram you can see there are few steps given with the numbers. Okay, so one by one we will see how actually this Ajax working is going on. Okay, so first step is given with the JavaScript call. Okay, so you can see the XML HTTP request object plays an important role in it. Okay, so as told before, Ajax is combination of XML HTTP request, JavaScript and DOM. Okay, so all these three things made up the Ajax, and XML HTTP request is the first part plus very important part which plays the most important role in your Ajax working. So we'll start with the first step. Okay, so first user sends a request from the UI, that is user interface, and a JavaScript call goes to XML HTTP request object. Okay, a call goes to XML HTTP request object. Then second step, the HTTP request is sent to the server by XML HTTP request. Okay, the XML HTTP request object will send HTTP request. Okay, this is the second step. Then third, the server interacts with the database using JSP, PHP, Servlet, ASP.NET, etc. things. Okay, I am telling you the third step. Okay, server interacts with the database using JSP, PHP, Servlet, ASP.NET, etc. Fourth, data is retrieved. Okay, data is retrieved from data store. Then fifth step, server sends XML data or JSON data to the XML HTTP request callback function. Again I am repeating, server sends this XML data or JSON data to the XML HTTP request callback function. Okay, and the sixth step, HTML and CSS data is displayed on the browser. This is the sixth and last step. Okay, so working of Ajax is disclosed with these six steps. Firstly, the user will send the request. Second, the HTTP request sent to the server. Third, server interacts with the database. Data is retrieved in the fourth step. And in the fifth step, server sends XML data to the XML HTTP request callback function, and that data is displayed with the help of HTML and CSS. Okay, the data is displayed on the browser. So these are basic six steps that are working behind the Ajax. Okay, so this is all about Ajax working. There may be a question of 6 marks for in your university exam, like draw and explain how Ajax works with the help of suitable example. Okay, so you have to give the example and you have to draw this diagram as well and define all the steps. Okay, so this is about Ajax working. Then Ajax processing steps can be seen. I have already explained with the diagram, but we'll repeat again with the process or how the operation is exactly going into consideration. So first, a client event occurs. Okay, means the block diagram explanation is given again here. Okay, a client event occurs, an XML HTTP request object is created, and the XML HTTP request object is configured. Okay, these steps are at the browser side. The XML HTTP request object makes an asynchronous request to web server. Okay, then the web server returns the resulting result containing XML document. The XML HTTP request object calls the callback function. That means the request was sent, the database was checked, and you have got the particular data, and that data is at the callback function. Okay, and now you are ready to present the output. Okay, so these are simple steps of your Ajax working. Okay, then with as you have to write one example also in your answer. So we will see the simplest example of table. Okay, so I have started here HTML and head tag. So in head I have written the script, also taken the variable request, then defined the function send info, and in that taken variable v equals to document.f1.t1.value. variable URL is index.jsp, that is JSP script, value plus v, the variable is called. If window.xml http request, if statement I have used here. Okay, if window.xml http request new, here constructor has been created. Okay, then the function getInfo, if the function getInfo is started. Okay, if request.readyState equals to 4, the variable value will be equals to request.responseText. So what will be the response text? We will see document.getElement by id Amit dot inner HTML equals to val. Okay, so script tag here I have closed. Okay, and head tag also closed. So this is the your head tag information. Then in the body tag I use the heading like this is an example of Ajax, and used one form, like form name is F1, then input type is text and name is T1. Okay, that I have already called in the head part. As you can see, the URL equals to index.jsp value, and above that there is variable v equals to document.f1.t1. that means you have to call that f1t1, form name is f1. Okay, and input type is taken as text t1. Okay, then input type equals to button, used button, then value is show table, and on click send information form. So when we will see the output, you will get the clear idea of this example. Okay, so I will show you the output. This is the index.jsp. we'll see that also, but first this is an example of Ajax. This will be your output part, and after clicking on show table, it will display you the contents. Okay, so this is the output, and the script used for it is as shown your slide. Okay, so up to this we have seen how that information is written, and here we have provided the URL like index.jsp, so that must be provided and that must be present at some location. Okay, so index.jsp contains the integer n equals to integer.parseInt request.getParameter val. That value variable you have already used in previous script is defined here. For int I equals to 1, I is less than equals to 10, I plus plus out dot print I into n plus. Okay, so we are getting that output as 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever output input you have given the 5 input, and clicked on show table button, it will display you the table of 5. Okay, and for that the logic is I into n, that means 5 into n. N will be start from 1 to 10. That means fifth table you will be getting as output with the increment basis, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, so this is the simplest program and Ajax working. Okay, so this is all about unit 4. We have seen many things in it, many new things actually, that is PHP, WML, WAP, Ajax. Okay, so main content was PHP, that also we have seen in detail. Then WML and WAP is also a very important concept, plus Ajax, that is again a very important and interesting topic as per the exam point of view. We have seen the operations that are performed under Ajax. Okay, then how the XML HTTP request object is being created, how the XML coding or Ajax script are written. Okay, that also we have seen with the basic example, and that is the end of your fourth unit. So if you have any queries or doubts, you can retrieve me back, or you can retrieve in the comment section as well. Okay, so important topics or important questions also I have mentioned already while taking this video lectures. Okay, so you can revert me back if you have any queries. Okay, so that is the request for you guys to go through all the lectures very carefully and prepare very well. Okay, till then we'll see in the next lecture, that is that will start the fifth unit. Okay, so till then take care.